from each of you, if I could get a highlight from the Death Tour in general, whether it's, for you guys who have been a couple of times, for those of you who've gone for the first time, a highlight for you from the Death Tour.
My one involves Jake Wood.
Ew.
So we were the third. What venue was this? Red Sucker Lake, I believe. So Red Sucker Lake, we were the third match of the card, and the first one. Not that the crowd wasn't into it, but they were just kind of giving the hesitant and wrestling's fake kind of thing.
Couple, like 12, 13-year-old boys who are like getting into like, oh, I'm kind of too cool for this. So it's like we grab a headlock in the first match, and they're like, that looks fake.
And Jake was in the first match under a mask as El Atletico. We flew him in. So, but
so you.
Yeah, the entire time it was Jake.
Oh my god!
So what Jake and I decided to do is we did wrestle a match technically, but we just went out there and beat the heck out of each other.
We just hit each other for 10 minutes.
We just hit each other as close to as hard as we can, and that was one of the most fun matches I've had in my career. They were into it, and we were into it too.
Like we could have been, Bret Hart wrestling Zack Sabre Jr., and they would not have cared about us doing any technical wrestling. They were just not the crowd for it. No. But then at somewhere, it's like, then I go, like, I'm wrestling against Luke the Duke. I hear him say it's fake. I grab him. I say, sorry, brother. Put him in the corner, chop the shit out of him, and then they get a reaction for that. So it's like, then I tell him, okay, duck one and hit me back. So I miss a chop, and he lights me up. So then that's what gets him going. That's what they were there for.
Yeah. And I was a bit nervous with Tony because Tony likes a traditional wrestling match. And Jake charged me hot, coming in with some fire. They just started beating each other. I went to the match. Tony, how was the match? It was good. No complaints. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Which is surprising.
He doesn't usually like his baby faces to punch, to strike. So I think he kind of, he's done this for 50 years. He can beat a crowd at this point, right?
Surprisingly, an 85-year-old Italian can grow.
Yeah.
Jake, what about you?
I think for me, like, obviously there's like the cheesy stuff, like all the highlights, spending all the time on the road with everyone, like just having like those nights hanging out. Those are all like the best ones. As far as like for the wrestling aspect, I'll say my favorite was a night where I wrestled Pete. And Pete and I have been training together since I started wrestling 3 years ago. And we've had a lot of tag matches and stuff against each other, but we didn't actually get to work one-on-one against each other until this tour. So we do that about 3 times, and the 4th time, just the way the card's structured with how we're established, because it's our second show in a town, and on the first show I'm already established as a heel, and the second day I'm working him. So it's like, okay, Pete's going to have to be this evil clown as a baby face, and I'm going to be the heel. So we more or less do the same match we've done 3 times, just kind of switch roles. We switch roles, and then we go out there and like
Hogan Rock kind of thing, right?
It's like literally, like, we just have to like play. It's like, okay, like we already know everything each other does. We just flip it, and then he goes out, he gets them going at me right away, so they're cheering him because they're all booing me, and we get a good back and forth going, and we have like such a fun match, completely flipped from like how we normally work each other. So I think that one is one that really stands out to me.
I'm still fucking lost.
I'll throw one while I was on the tour, we were wrestling Luke Duke, one of the guys from BC, and he's still very new in his career. I think he's still getting established. So we were really working with him. We had a full day of training, worked with him. And then the next day we had a match. And it was actually my 100th match of my career. And I worked him. And it was the first time he really like put all the things we worked on in training together. He had, which I think was by far the best match he's ever had. He'd say it himself.
It all clicked.
So it all finally clicked for him. He had a hell of a match. It was my 100th career match. So it's like, that's one that I'll really remember, just having that one.
When we all love support each other, when he came into the locker room too, we all gave him a hug. We could hear the crowd.
Yes,
the crowd was screaming. That was incredible. I was you reckon that one?
It was literally had tears in his eyes. He was so happy that because I don't. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not always the sweet young gentleman you always see. I tend to yell at people from time to time when I go. No. Hardly. I tend to yell.
What was your highlight?
That gave me a head rush.
My highlight was the last show because I was being hearing from Massive that every year we go to that Red Sucker Lake, I think it was. Part of Fungasi. Every year they just kind of They're like, they weren't the crowd wasn't engaged. And stuff like that, and I felt really good because out of the whole tour, I was working a crowd and kind of getting them up, and I was the second match on the card, and the first match kind of got them up, but I felt like my match was the one that actually like brought the crowd up, and like, dude, he was impressed that the crowd that Fugazi was never like
that was names and got a chicken chant going.
Yeah.
Fugazi, it's like pulling teeth. Like I've wrestled the matriarch there, who was their, queen, and it was like pulling teeth to get them to do anything. They would giggle and laugh and they'd clap, but no cheering, no chanting. And I mean, 200 people too, so that's hard.
Yeah,
doing nothing's wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my highlight. I felt really great that all my work on working the crowd paid off.
My favorite moment, I'll kind of cheat a little bit, and I'll have two. But my favorite moment was the first night we ever slept together in a room as a crew. I'm right beside Tony, and Tony is in a coffin post, sleeping like this. And he every time he took a breath out, he would go, "Fuck up, fuck up." And I thought he was talking to me. No, sleeping. And then, not like an hour or two later, the referee we had on that tour, my very first tour, had night terrors. So he would start going, oh, and it's like, oh man, like, actually, like that was the only night it happened because I think the nerves were getting to him. But like, that was a wild night.
Yeah, just sitting there, cobras.
For me, it's like definitely biggest highlight is that puck, like getting that there, right? But the other highlight wrestling wise for this tour was the last match that we had, where it was these two gentlemen against me and Draco, and there's a spot where going off calling me a caveman before we even get into the tag match. He goes, "Watch this, hey." What am I saying? Ooga booga, right? Like that. I'm like, so I turn to my partner, sucking that in. I'm like, what is he doing right now? He's just making fun of it. And then Drago looks at me and goes, I don't know. That was so disrespectful. What did he say? And then right there is the one moment that I completely broke character.
Yeah.
And I just stuck my teeth in. Literally slow motion of my face, if you can see it from what I was saying was that. And then Drago looks at me and under his breath goes, I'm so sorry.
That's the most fun when you get him to break character for sure. The puppy was always be a highlight, but the first set of radio was so much fun because I've always told Tony or the boys about how Tony is like, you never know on live
radio
or TV. One time we're live and he's got the mic and he's looking at me, he's like, for fuck's sake. And I'm like, Tony, we're live. And the lady's like, Tony, like, we're live, and he's swearing, and putting out a cigarette. But he gets in there and he's going over and he's trying to read the poster and he's going over who's on the card. So there was only me and Wrath and Thunder Bear that went because you can only fit so many people in the truck, right? So Draco's on the poster and he's like, here's another guy. His dad is very famous. It's Scotty Mac. His name is Draco. Where is he? So he doesn't lose a beat. Oh, I have told you he's back in the gym training for his match tonight. Like, he doesn't ever miss a beat, Tony. If he blows something, he saves it, keeps going. So that kind of set the tone for the tour. Pizza Bear is a good story too.
Yeah, Pizza Bear.
Pizza Bear's the story too.
Yeah.